What's going on, y'all? So what's going on, y'all? So we back again for another episode of The Shy. Okay, so this is season 6 episode for the ReUp. All right, baby. Why the episode started off with Doodah up in the shower or a little steam room or whatever, and next thing you know, I said, "Baby, what is going on? Are we at a bathhouse?" And I ain't even talking about the ones that the gay house, the gays go to. I'm just talking about regular bathhouse or something like a sauna place or whatever. Because next thing I know, a hand comes up. A hand comes up, and I ain't even gonna lie, I thought he was gonna be caught out there. And I was about to say, oh, Doodah, what you gotta tell us? So you mean you like, oh, no, but that hand was definitely a woman's. And I said, who was this? Because obviously he was getting his thing, taken care of. And, as soon as I seen a certain part of that face, I said, oh my God, Miss Tony Childs. I said, Jill Marie Jones. Jill Marie Jones, you out here playing a side chick, a proud side chick at that. I said, what they say, work ain't honest, but it pays the bills. You got to do what you got to do. And I am here for the cameos, okay? I said, look at Tony Childs. Tony Childs out there getting it in up in that shower. Doodah on his Doodah. I just don't understand people that complain about stuff that's actually gonna make them money. Okay, like he got in his feelings a little bit because she took a Cuban cigar, and maybe it was because of the Cuban cigar. I'm gonna assume that those are kind of like top-notch cigars or whatever, because everybody always talking about a Cuban cigar. And she took it, and I guess she used it to, dumped out the tobacco and put some, weed up in it because it's 420. And he was like, y'all out here doing this and celebrating a made-up holiday. Like, come on, what's the problem? Why would y'all do that? He had an issue with 420. And Bianca, that's her name on the show, she had to tell him, that's a made-up holiday that's gonna make you a whole bunch of money. And I said, duh, Doodah, are you dumb? Like, what's going on, sir? Quit complaining and just go with it. You about to get a whole bunch of money because people love 420. If they're gonna smoke, they're definitely gonna smoke on 420. Baby, he was banging her out in that shower, and I said, all right, this is a good little scene, okay? I said, the bodies look nice, I love a good, scene. And so all of a sudden, while they was getting it in the shower, they hear something. It was like, somebody here. Girl, Rosalind and popped up. I said, now, Candy, what's going on? Rosalind, you just interrupted a scene that I was into, and I'm usually not into these little heterosexual scenes. But I was like, what is happening, girl? Why are you interrupting? This is nice. She came in with this look on her face like, I said, now, you already know what your man be doing. Y'all do it together. So what is the issue? What is the problem? What are we here for? Okay. She was like, go ahead and get up out this shower and come on, let's have this conversation. Girl, she knew Bianca. Bianca knew her. They on first name basis. Okay. I said, wait a minute. And then I had to remember, she do her stuff on the side. He do his stuff on the side. And they come together whenever they need to come together. Mostly about business. Okay. So they doing that. And basically what we find out is Rosalind winds up telling Doodah that Quincy, Q, OG, why is this still saying that it's checking? I need to go ahead and put it up. Oh, this is making me mad. Anyway, he said that, Q was an FBI informant, and they don't know what it is that he done told the people or whatever, and what exactly he done told the FBI about Doodah. But what they need to do, they need to keep that stuff on the low, keep his mouth closed, and keep stuff, make sure they can't find his body. They threw the body in the river, okay? And so now it's an issue because later on we see Rosalind going to see Victor and telling him the same thing. What you know about Q? I don't know nothing. Baby, when I saw Q, he was halfway dead anyway. And next thing you know, Doodah finished the rest on him or whatever he did and threw his body in the river and, all of that stuff. I don't know what he said to him or whatever. I don't know nothing. She said, just make sure you don't say nothing, okay? I said, girl, he ain't trying to bother with Doodah at this point either way, all right? And when I tell you Duda is just coming through and he is just messing things up for people and putting people's lives in jeopardy, baby, like, I shouldn't feel this much. Like, I be nervous sometimes when I be looking. I don't know, this season is getting back. I think what it is because honestly, I feel like Lena Waithe and the people that directed and write for The Chi have actually listened to some of the criticism that was being said about the last couple of seasons. And, this season is turning out to be pretty good because I haven't been really on edge for The Chi like I am now for this season in a long time, since probably season 1, 2, and 3 maybe. But because Duda is really just messing stuff up, and you see how he has his hands in just about almost every character on this show some way, somehow. And we just know that it's never going to fare well. We saw that scene where Rashad, he goes into a chop shop. He goes into a garage, okay? And it looked like a chop shop. This is dude I would want, the dude that had stole the car like in episode 2, okay? When he was sitting down there with Emmett and he wound up shooting that boy because he was chewing too loud. Baby Rosalind said, and you need to stop killing people, okay? And you need to just stop killing people just because they chew too loud. He was like, I got sensitive ears. See, it wasn't no other reason why he did that to old boy, was because he just kept on a little bit too loud. And I said, oh my goodness, he has a hair trigger, okay? And I just, These people are just, I'm scared. It be making me nervous because I'm looking at Rashad. Rashad pops up. And obviously he did a job for Duda. This whole time you hear him talking about, wanting to not be back in the streets, trying to get his life back on track. We saw him down at the community center doing what he was doing with Tracy and Victor and getting things back and trying to encourage the kids and people to get off the street and not to get involved with this gang stuff and the street life and all that. But because I guess he sees people moving in positive directions and he's still stuck in the same place that he's at, mainly because of the decisions that he made in his life, that caused him to go to jail, that kind of stunted him in his, career growth and his personal growth. So he needs money, and he's tired of being that one that don't have nothing going for him. And he did a job for Duda. I guess he did a little chop shop job, stripping away a car or whatever. And Duda came through, and either that or he was, putting some stuff in and souping up a car or whatever. And he gave him some money for a big stack. And he gonna tell him, you know what, this a one-time thing. I said, now, Rashad, this is Duda. You know darn well this is not going to be no one-time thing. He ain't going to let you out his clutches, okay? He going to let you think that this is a one-time thing. But in reality, it's not. And I feel like Duda preys on the people that he knows is desperate. And at this point, Rashad is desperate to make himself feel what they would say, or what he probably would deem as a man, a provider. You know what I'm saying? Because he's literally living off his woman. He's literally living off his woman, and he doesn't like that, And so while they were at the garage, they see, Nuck told Duda to come look at something, and it was these guns, right? And he gets pissed off, and he said get rid of them because he cannot be seen with them because of the information that Rosalind had just told him about the FBI, Q being the FBI informant, which means that Q has told them something about Duda. He just don't know what, and he's pretty sure that the FBI people are going to come through, and they're going to question him one way or another, and probably when he least expected. So he's trying to keep his hands clean. So he's telling Nuck, get rid of those guns, okay? Baby, at one point, they went through so many people. They did try to give it to Rashad. Rashad said, because he went up there to to the lounge that he was sitting at, you know, the cigar lounge, and you got Duda sitting there with Bianca, and they up there talking about the fact that, you know, he's not going to be in the game that much longer, and trying to find and see who he could think of that might be his successor. You know, he was thinking about Nuck, but Nuck is not that gritty, not that for him. You know, he's loyal and everything, but he ain't a monster like Duda. Okay, and he wants that type of person. The other boy that stole the cars for him and that's now been going around with him, he a little too, you know, he's still green because he just got here. You know what I'm saying? He got to put a little bit more time in. But that's when Rashad comes in, and at first he comes in to try to, I guess he was trying to get another job. He was trying to get another job, and when they gave him that bag with them guns in it or whatever, he was like, no, I can't do nothing with this. Okay, I can't do nothing with this. Mind you, this is after Duda or Nuck showed up at Stanley, aka Papa's daddy's office. Stanley daddy went up into that office and he was like, "What's up?" I said, "Oh my goodness, the cinematography and the way that they did that scene." I said, "Baby, foreshadowing is a bitch," because I was just looking at it. I said, "Yeah, y'all put emphasis on this and y'all made sure to let us remember that scene and let that stand out because of the way that it was filmed." And he was trying to get him to, you know, gave him a whole bunch of money or whatever, and I think he was trying to pedal off them guns to hold them guns for him too, and he said no. He said no. Then that's when you went to Rashad, and I think at one point at the end they went to Emmett and told Emmett, "You gonna have to hold these, okay?" Mind you, I'm just sitting here like, this ain't gonna feel well at all. This is not gonna feel well. The whole time I'm sitting here looking at Papa Daddy like, damn, it's making me nervous and it's making me sad because I already know Papa Daddy ain't finna come to season 7 if it's a season 7. It's just not gonna happen. And again, moving on from that, it's 420. You got Tiffany out here just, you know, taking orders and sending out her people messages. We got this. You see Darnell getting the message and Jada asking, do they got some oil or whatever. You see the message being sent to Fatima. She wants some tincture. You got the messages being sent to, I guess, everybody that they know. Everybody that she knows, the whole cast or whatever, getting the messages because it's 420. And their whole little scene is basically they're trying to get this whole situation with this grow house going on and get a building for it or whatever. And they're talking to Cairo. That's the guy's name, okay? And as they're getting their orders together, Nuck even tried to hit her up for some stuff because he wants that stuff that Cairo had that Tiffany let him hit, take a taste of before, right? And so Rob said, keep on giving him dude I fucked up shit. I said, you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do. And speaking of do what you gotta do, baby, I don't know what's going on with Tiffany and Keisha. Not Tiffany and Keisha, but Emmett and Keisha. At this point, it's kind of making us feel like they move too fast, which we've already said in the last season. They've moved too fast to do all of this, moving in with each other, signing a house with each other. Now you got them going on different paths with each other, and it's understandable that people are going to have their own dreams, their own careers and everything, but you know, it's like they see each other, they don't see each other, they're not really communicating well. Keisha up in the kitchen and she's listening to a podcast or something, and you hear something break. The little kids are in there just rolling around, messing up stuff, had a ball and broke a vase or something in the living room. So she's upset at that. She got to go off and she got to go do something. And that's when Emmett comes in, and he was confused, like, what is really happening? And she was like, I got something to do. You're going to have to go ahead and watch the babies, okay? And he's like, well, I got something to do too. And she was like, well, these your kids, so go ahead and watch them. She left. She went over there to Tiffany, and she had to talk to Tiffany. They up there rolling up and smoking and stuff. And she was like, you know, they trying to get their own stuff so they can get from underneath Duda. And, you know, Keisha, so they're coming together on that. Now, we saw the last set that they came together it really wasn't a pleasant situation because, you know, Tiffany got mad at the way Keisha was coming at her about, you know, her language. Even the little boy, when Keisha said fuck or whatever, after she found out that the vase had broke, he was like, I thought you said we're not supposed to be cursing. Well, like, you got to practice what you preach, baby. But to see them being able to come back together and to let bygones be bygones, and to actually just be on a girlfriend type of thing, friend thing or whatever, I feel like that's kind of mature of them. Because I don't know too many people personally that would be okay with their boyfriend's baby mother, or their baby mother to be okay with the girl that, or the woman that, whoever, their spouse to be okay with the person that they always wanted to be with, or they always used to mess around with, and then they break up with me, and then they wind up getting with them or whatever, and we're all cool. You know, it's not too many people that's just mature enough to do that. But they're okay, and they're both at this point got the same thing in common. They're trying to get from underneath doodah. Okay, but see, the only ones that's really actively trying to get from underneath doodah is Rob and Tiffany, because they're trying to go off and do their own thing. But yet Emmett, at this point, Emmett is stuck. Emmett is stuck, and Emmett is just, he's like a little puppet. He's gonna do whatever Doodah says, whatever Doodah tell him to do, whatever Doodah wants, he's gonna do it. And he doesn't see anything wrong. He probably sees it, but he's not ready to get from underneath that, or to even confront it, and to, you know, he probably thinks he's powerless in that point. I don't know, because, you know, he's at this point where he's got a lot of money. He's got a lot of control. He's a business owner. He's doing things that he never probably thought that he would be able to do, and he's getting somewhat of a little bit of respect for it. And now he's actually looking like a family man, looking like a respectable person. And how is he's going to get from underneath that when this person is giving him all of this? You know? And then it's Doodah, okay? And so at one point we do see that Darnell had talked to Emmett and was trying to tell him, because Emmett had to go to this group. Because at one point you had, I know Rashad and them, I think Victor as well, and I can't remember the other one. I probably Gemma's daddy. They was up there talking and basically, you know, talk about how they just need some place where, asking Rashad if he wanted to go to therapy or whatever, you know, to get all his stuff out. And they was I like the fact that they brought up therapy. And especially amongst men, black men, you know, first of all, they don't want to go to the doctor, and damn sure don't want to talk to no therapist. And so to bring that up and to make it seem like, you know, Rashad gives the same answers of, I want to talk to somebody about my problems. Like, I don't know this person, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like they need a safe space, okay? That's what they need. They need a safe space. So I did like the fact that where Emmett was going was to a meetings, and this is what I feel like was needed. And what is needed for a lot of people, to have that place where they can come together and they can talk amongst themselves. It's a no judgment zone, and they can just get all of their feelings out and have people that's going to be on their side and understand where they're coming from and offer suggestions or whatever, because everybody can't afford therapy, but you can afford to have a circle of like-minded people, or a circle of people to come together and to just talk about your feelings. And that's what I felt like was happening. But when that meeting first started, before it started, we saw that Emmett was struggling with the kids, and Quincy came down there, the dude that was Victor's chief of staff. He basically told him they got some free daycare. And he was like, you got daycare? It was like, yeah, you could bring the kids down there and all that stuff. And so they put him up in there, and Darnell had to talk to him and say, you know, because this whole time Emmett been looking for his gun. Emmett been looking for that gun that, you know, dude I gave him. And Darnell told him, I got it. You need to be careful about the company that you keep, okay? Everybody ain't here for your best interest. I've been here longer than you have. And remember, back in the day, I used to roll the streets, know how dude I used to be, okay? And he has not changed. And you need to be careful and all that. So at this point, Emmett feels some type of way, right? Because it's like, how are you coming up here trying to tell me what to do when you weren't even up in my life like that? And that kind of come out when they had the little circle. You got Victor going around, and he starts it off, and he basically talking about the fact that you know, he wanted to run for alderman to do something for his city, to make it a better thing. And now that he has it, he feels alone because he feels like people just want him to do things for them and nobody really appreciates what he's trying to do or, you know, checking on him. Okay. It's more so of a business thing and a personal thing for him that he's, you know, struggling with now that he already got what he accomplished to get to this point. Now he got to go a little bit further. It's like you're kind of lonely at the top. You know what I'm saying? Then you get, you know, Emmett talking about the whole situation with, you know, Darnell not being there. And, you know, even though he wasn't there to be there with the kids, because at first he started off with Shay, because Darnell said something about, yeah, you gotta watch who around you. That's what I always say, a company that you keep, because Gemma's daddy had said, you know, talking about the relationship that he's in, talking about the issues that he's got going on with Gemma, because at this point, Gemma is spending too much money with Maisha and ain't nothing coming out of it. And he's just over it. He even told her, you either gotta fix this now or you gonna go to college. This music mess that you doing, you're gonna have to leave that alone because it's taking up too much money that you don't have, or you're gonna have to go to college, okay? Because if nothing happens with that, we're gonna have to stop this. And so, you know, he also want to deal with the fact that they don't get along. Gemma don't get along with Tiara, and mostly because she's been the only person that's been, or the only woman for real in her father's life, and now you got to share. That's basically what it all comes down to. I don't understand what's going on with this. This is bothering me. I hope. Why is it still saying checking? Hey, let me took that on to put that up. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. I don't know. Still say checking. Hopefully it'll be done by the time. I'm trying to upload another video and it's, anyway, which we'll do with it. But he's talking about that Darnell interjects about the people around you and all that stuff, and that's when Emmett wants to come through. And, you know, he kind of shades his daddy about the fact that he's not there in his life, but he's there now. And, you know, the pressure that he has trying to be the person that he is at this moment. But he said, you know, everybody looks at him and they want you to be this strong black man or whatever. But how can I be a strong black man when I didn't have that and see that around me? I said, oh my goodness, baby, that took me out. I said, you know what, that was kind of, some people might say, oh, you really thought that was something? Girl, yeah, I thought that was something. I said, hold up. That's a good point. I ain't never heard it like that. How can I be a strong black man when I didn't see that? I didn't have a strong black man around me. Hit me hard. It hit me hard, okay? I said, wow. Rashad came through and said, you know what? It's kind of like bullshit trying to hear y'all up here talking about y'all problems and up here, you know, whining about the stuff that's going on in y'all life. And I'm the one that's sitting here that in left 10 years or so, whatever, all these years passed me by, and I ain't even got to live my life. And I said, well, technically speaking, I get where you coming from, but you ain't got nobody to blame but yourself. All right, you know, and I understand where he's coming from. He just feels like he's left behind. And it's like, again, you have nobody to blame but yourself, you know. I do like the fact that they had that little conversation, though. They had that meeting, and another meeting winds up happening. Tiffany and Rob went to go talk to Cairo. Cairo was showing them all about the grow house, baby. Cairo is through and through, okay? He showed them, he know what he talking about. And see, this is something that I can get behind. What I cannot stand is a person that go half-assed on their business. This man understands what he is doing. He understands the science. He understands all the logistics that needs to happen and everything. He is serious about it, okay? And I said, oh, I like Cairo, because he's taking it for real. And he's telling Tiffany and, Rob, this is what you need. The whole situation about the pollen when he came through with the air and all that stuff, I said, bitch, it felt like I was up in a science class because I ain't know nothing about that. I said, all right, that was interesting to me. I don't care what nobody said. I was sitting here like, what? Now, usually I ain't a science girl, but baby, it got me. I said, are y'all putting out are y'all taking notes or whatever? Because if I find out that some of y'all outside got some little stuff going in the background, I'm going to be like, y'all was looking at the shot season 6. Huh, all right. Talking about the worms being up in the soil and if they living and thriving in there, that's because the soil is alive. And girl, I said, yes, do what you got to do. Make that money. They trying to get permits, so they go down there to talk to Victor about it. Quincy and Victor said, I could look at it until I get inaugurated, but council people going to have to still approve it. The board of council still going to have to approve it. And that could take up to 6 months. Baby, Tiffany got pissed and walked out. Because her whole thing is, I feel like she thought just because they knew Victor, that Victor could probably cut, some corners or whatever, and get them the permits. And that's just not how it's going to go. And that boy, the chief of staff, baby, when I tell you he take his job serious, he take his job serious. When Rob said, I want to talk to you for a minute, and then the chief of staff going to say, he talking to him by himself is not going to get you to push them, get them permits any quicker, whatever. You can leave. I said, excuse me. He's like, I ain't gonna talk about him no damn permits, nigga. I said, child, girl. I said, Mr. Chief of Staff, please don't get killed. Because Rob is a little upset right about now. And he is tired of y'all. Baby, they closed the door. Rob asked, what's his name? Victor, about his uncle. About Quincy. I know you really want that fond of him or whatever. He was like, I didn't even know the nigga like that, so I don't know what you're talking about. And the whole time he kept on questioning, he just kept on saying, I don't know him like that. I don't know nothing. The whole time Victor was sitting there with his hands crossed. I said, wow, the starch change as to what we first saw Victor to what we see him now. It's just like, wow, night and day, okay? The demeanor changed, the posture changed and everything. I was just like, all right, look at this positivity. He lying like, he was like, I wouldn't lie to you. I ain't got nothing to lie about. I said, you lying right now. But yeah, so that wound up getting, and Tiffany outside talking to Cairo, basically saying, F them permits, she gonna go out here and she gonna do a hustle. I said, child, you gonna get arrested. You gonna get arrested, all right? You gonna get your man messed up. You know what? I'm just going ahead and put this as published because it's bothering me. Because I don't understand. I feel like something. It is what it is. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. So, you got that going on. Those should be ready soon. Whatever. You have that going on, but then you get to the kids. First of all, Fatima was sitting down there at her, I would say her drag mama house, or not drag mama, but mother of the house, and just talking about her relationship with Victor, and they're giving advice, and you got one that's saying basically go ahead and be with him because you want to be kept and all that stuff, and don't do this and do that or whatever. You know how they do. Meanwhile, they was over there at the house and going over some paint options, okay? And some dude come up in there and gonna say this house went from a trap house to a tranny house. I said, excuse me. First of all, we don't use that word, and I'm mad that I had to use it, but we don't use that word. That ain't right. And for you to say that, and then Jake came through and just told him, anybody got a problem, you can get out, whatever. He was like, I don't give a fuck. He was like, well, get your ass out. He was like, with these gay ass designs. I said, well, they wasn't gay ass designs and gay ass shirts when you came there to pick one up. I said, what? People are so stupid. People are so ignorant. And I'm going to need Jake to find another place to do his business out of, because the fact that these people know where he lives at because he's doing his business out of the house, he needs some more security some way, somehow. I don't want nobody to come up in there and to just take his stuff or whatever, since he is saving up his money. Victor don't have him paying rent or anything like that. And so, this whole situation, Gemma winds up finding out that this rapper was rapping on a video with his shirt. And so, Jake is happy about that. Even though the dude didn't tag him, he happy about it. But now Gemma has an issue because she listening to the lyrics or whatever. She's like, if people listening to this, what's going to happen with me and Maisha? Jake said, y'all going to have to figure it out. Because at this point, Maisha had went into the booth. She trying to get her a new single, whatever. And the engineer and producer that was there, they was like, it's cool or whatever. But, it's I don't know if the street's going to gravitate towards it or whatever. Like, she got what it takes. But what she's saying, they just don't know if the street going to connect with it. And they was about to, Gemma wanted her to do it again. But the producer was like, your time is up. And was like, you want another hour, that's another $1,000. And so they go outside and they arguing with each other because, one is basically like, you need to go ahead and give me an iconic record. And, Maisha said, if you don't think I'm good, just say that I'm not good. And I can just go ahead and go to college because that's my plan B. You know what I'm saying? And Gemma, Gemma, I don't know. Like, on the one hand, I think she got Maisha's interest in her best at heart. But also, I feel like it's also an ego thing and a power thing. She don't want to just give up. She just want to keep on going. And it's hard. It's getting harder, because things are not happening. So they biting at each other. And so you see Papa with her. This was the best thing for me, because Papa and Kenya was at the bowling alley, right? And Papa was showing out. He wasn't missing anything. King was like, I thought you said that we were just coming to just bowl, not no competition. He was like, listen, I've been bowling since I was like 6, okay? But she tried to do her thing and she missed it. She had got a gutter ball, and then the next ball that she did, Papa came up behind her to do that typical let me touch your waist by trying to make it seem like I'm trying to teach you how to the stance that you need. And even though he did, she wound up getting it right. I said, oh. And he had Anita Baker playing. He requested Anita Baker Sweet Love to be played. And they started dancing. I was like, oh my God, it's so cute. I love this for Papa. Girl, next thing you know, they over there. Papa then introduced her to the kid, to the friends. And basically it was like couples, okay? All the couples was there. Everybody in the friend groups is a couple, including Kevin and Maisha. And them two was going back at each other a little bit. And they were so high, they had to catch themselves about what they were saying, especially Kevin. And I'm just sitting here like, oh, what's happening? Because even Gemma was picking up on stuff. That's because Papa was there. Gemma was throwing shade at Kenya. They was playing, charades or something like that, or taboo. That's trying to guess stuff and all that. And Kenya was standing there looking lost and all this shit. And I'm sitting here like, uh-oh, it's about to be a problem because Kenya don't fit in with this crowd. They up in there smoking and all of that. And I was just like, this is interesting how this gonna turn out. But and at one point, Papa called her his girl. She was like, yeah, I'm not your girl. I said, y'all kissed at the bowling alley. So what was that? That don't mean that y'all official now? I said, all right, Miss Kenya, and girl, don't get too much. Don't be too, coming down a little bit, okay? I said, you can have standards and all that, but you hoity-toity, okay? I was liking it, but you giving me side eye for a little bit. And, at one point, Jimmy had asked Jake, you think what's going on between Kevin and Maisha? They was kind of weird with each other. I said, mind your business. Mind your business. You cheated on that man with his friend, mind your business, okay? And the last thing that wind up happening on this episode. Oh, let me not. Dre was at her office because y'all know she like a counselor too. Okay. Oh. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to put this on public, on private. I just don't understand what's going on. Hold on one second, you guys. Okay. But anyway, try to do it again. Let's see. I'm sorry, y'all. Girl, I just trying to get stuff to work right so I can go ahead and put this up and y'all won't be waiting. But my bad. Dre at her job, you know, she do the counseling and stuff. Girl, why she come out the office and she see somebody else in the office putting the office across the hall, you know, doing some sage and stuff. And I said, who is that, baby? They go up into the office and I see the girl. I said, Asian. Y'all gotta look her up. Her name is Asian. Asiahn. She is a singer. And when I tell you, amazing voice, beautiful voice. I love her music, plus she's LGBT, so I love that too. But when I tell you she can blow with the best of them, I said, oh my goodness, my girl is up in this. I said, oh yeah, who are you playing? Girl, how come that's, she's playing Monica, and she is Dre's ex-fiance. I said, what? You got Dre's ex-fiance working in the same place with her, and not only that, but Nina don't know about it because she just found out about it herself, and they're gonna ask her for some drinks and all that. And when she found out who Nina was and her wife, because she saw a picture, she said that don't look like the type of person that you usually go out with. She said my type usually was the ones, I was tired of my type breaking my heart and doing effed up stuff to me. I said, oh girl, what was going on? What was going on? What happened? Baby, I said, well, also, Dre, you know, if Nina wasn't necessarily your type as well, Nina also cheated on you too. Y'all remember when the brat came through and almost broke up their home? With her messy ass. Shantae Harris came through and almost broke up Dre and Nina. And if Dre fuck around and do something with Monica, I don't know if I'm gonna be mad about it. I'm gonna just probably look at it like, get your lick back. That's basically how I'm gonna look at it. Like, girl, you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay? I mean, Nina did it. You can do it. I mean, two wrongs don't make a right. But I'm petty. I'm childish sometimes. And I'm like, get your lick back. You know? So that's just what it is. Moving on. The very last thing. This is what scared me a little bit because I was just like, child, we can already tell. Papa Daddy was up in that pulpit. Everybody was there for church services, and he giving out this service and it's talking about, you know, getting the devil away from you, or people that's, you know, negative about your space and all that stuff, whatever. And if you listen to it, and then the fact that Duda is sitting in that last row, it kind of sound like it could be applied to him because he is that negative force. He is that negative force. Baby, when Duda got up and told Nuck, mind you, Nuck was looking nice. I said, Nuck, with your little beret. I said, who you think you is? We. I said, what's going on? He was dressed like Nino Brown up in that piece. And he gonna tell him, take care of him. I said, oh my God. He was like, will do. I said, oh, damn. Next week episode might be the last time we see Papa Daddy. Damn. But that was the episode, y'all. Y'all tell me how y'all felt. I hope it wasn't too all over the place, and I appreciate y'all for bearing with me. I'm literally trying to double tap, multitask, because I just want y'all to get y'all stuff on time. But I will see y'all later. Put y'all comments down in the comments. All right, put y'all thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.